Hey guys, welcome back to another one of AMBCrypto's exclusive interviews. Today we are joined by the Senior Market Analyst at eToro, Greenspan. Now, given past data, it is seen that Bitcoin's price rises 3 months to 1 year prior to the halving. Now, there are a lot of things going on within the industry. There is the mining ban, there are institutional investors coming in, and several other key pieces of news that will flow in throughout the year. Now, how do you think this will play out given that the halving is scheduled for next year and the price will look to rise?
The only so there's two things. First of all, we know that there's a direct correlation between supply and demand, and that correlation is what ends up being the price. So the fact that you're going to have half of the supply coming online, I think it should be very evident what the effect on the value should be. And what you're asking is a great question, because you're asking what is the effect now for the halving event in the middle of next year. So generally speaking, when you have something like that, some event like this, which is anticipated and known by the market, the tendency is for the market to price in that event even before it happens. So for example, if the Federal Reserve, right, the central bank in the United States, comes out and says, we are going to raise our interest rate by 1% next month, right? Traders aren't going to wait until next month to buy the US dollar. They're going to go in immediately and place their buy order, right? So the fact that we know that there's a halving event that's going to happen on or around a specific date is already telling us we know that the supply is going to be cut in half. And we've seen historically that leading up to a halving, the price is generally increased. I don't think that we've ever gone into a halving event where the price decreased.
Another thing that we would like to stress on is how the halving will respond to the proposed mining ban, given that the mining rewards will be cut in half. At the same time, the miners may be displaced from China. How do you think the market and the halving scenario would play out given this ban does come into play?
It could have an effect on the way that Bitcoin is mined or on the hash power. But on the other hand, like I said before, there's a lot of moving parts in the mining industry. I think that one of the most prevalent moving parts is the mining software itself. So computers that are designed specifically to be energy efficient when they're mining Bitcoin are getting progressively better at what they do. And we've seen advances in technology before, right? In the 1960s, right, they sent a man to the moon, right, with, I think it was less computing power than we carry around in our pockets these days, right? So in my view, that technology for mining Bitcoin is going to outpace any geopolitical lines that you draw on a map. So very likely, somebody can invent a Bitcoin mining machine that's as big as this box, and it can increase the total hash power of Bitcoin by 5%, 10%. Who knows? I mean, if it's a really efficient machine. So I think to try and speculate on how mining is going to play out in the future, I think that kind of Satoshi Nakamoto did a lot of that game theory in the original white paper in order to ensure that the network remains decentralized. And a ban in China, for example, can serve to decentralize mining even further, because it'll kind of level out the playing field as far as electricity costs. How a halving event would unfold, I think, is going to be simply like a wait and see how it looks.
Now that's the Bitcoin halving. We also want to talk about the Litecoin halving, which is scheduled for later this year, in August of this year. Now we have seen the Litecoin price rally incredibly in the first few months of this year, and most people have indicated that this is because of the imminent halving later this year. What is your opinion on the Litecoin halving, considering this is an altcoin halving and not really does not hold the same magnitude as a Bitcoin halving?
So what I wanted to, actually what I wanted to do was just shift gears on you a little bit, Akash. So yeah, Litecoin is up. Let's say here's a chart of Litecoin versus Bitcoin, and Litecoin will be the white line, and Bitcoin is the green line. So from, let's say, the mid-December until today, Litecoin is up about 230%. So that's pretty astronomical gains, and I think that a large part is, as you said, because of the halving, but I think that there's a few other factors here. So first of all, Litecoin is the first altcoin, so it's by far the most well-established. It has one of the largest communities. You can see there's regular Litecoin meetups around the world, extremely popular, very big groups on Reddit and Twitter, and even Instagram has, extremely big Litecoin crowd these days. Another thing is that they're now exploring the possibility of doing private transactions on the Litecoin network, which I think also buoyed the price, but maybe not as much, because even speculating on that, you might as well say, okay, look at Dash, for example, which already has the ability to do private transactions, or Zcash or Monero for that matter. But what I wanted to point out on Litecoin was the level of transactions throughout the bear market. So here we can see, clearly that's the bubble territory, right? That was December 2017, January 2018. We know that everything in crypto kind of went crazy at that time. But look what happened since then. April 2018, the transactions leveled off. And actually what we're seeing here is about 20,000 transactions a day. Now we've seen pops and dips here and there, but this is an incredibly steady line. To me, what that says is bottom, right? That says the actual amount of usage on a day-to-day basis that people are using Litecoin as a cryptocurrency. So to me, Litecoin is incredibly strong for many more reasons than just the halving that's coming up. It's quite robust in a lot of other ways. Merchant adoption and exchange adoption, for example. If I want to send money from one exchange to another, I'm not going to do it in Bitcoin, right? Both exchanges accept Litecoin. The transaction is faster and cheaper. Why would I do it in Bitcoin? So I think that it's an incredible tool for settlements. If you want to think about the simplest analogy, if Bitcoin is gold, then Litecoin is silver.
Well, that was it. Thank you so much, Maddie, for joining us for this exclusive interview with AMBCrypto, especially at this juncture where there are a number of announcements, proposals, halvings and bans that will come this year and the next. We greatly look forward to your insights into the market in the future.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Find the links to our social media channels in the description below.